And welcome back to more of Flintstones, and we're going to be taking on the last two stages on the map. And this first one's going to be a water stage. You're immediately greeted with a sawfish attacking you. And this is one of the odder stages in the game because this serves as more of a transition to a different level and different times. With these sawfish, it's pretty easy to avoid them. Just wait for them to commit and go after you. Then you can avoid them. The octopi attack you whenever you come down, so just kill them first. Let's see, the platforming in this stage can get pretty tricky, especially when getting knocked into pits is going to be your biggest problem. And especially when sawfish like to appear out of nowhere. That's another thing that can be an issue. And this is actually one of the cheaper stages in this game if you're not careful. And the level design is kind of all over the place here. You have your occasional platforming section, and then you have just a bunch of enemies you have to deal with, such as lobsters. And see, just like other stages, if you do miss your jumps, you can use the dive function to, or the dive power up to help you out. And here's just another easy platforming part, kind of like in Mega Man, where you have to ride the bubbles, even though they only did that twice. Yeah, this stage is actually really short. It's just not a lot of hazards that you do have to worry about. And here's an example of one of them. It's a bunch of bubbles. You have to go all the way to the right. And the platforming for this part isn't that tough. It's just not only managing slowdown thanks to you know, NES sprite limitations, but also just making sure you land on the bubbles properly, because it is kind of precise. Let's see, I need to go up here and hopefully make this jump. And the floaty controls do take a little bit of getting used to, but overall it's not really too tough. See, there is stuff here, and just in case you wanted to know, you get a health refill and also another egg. I am going to be using that egg a lot in the next stage, and this is something that's not very funny for the game to do. And that's featuring an enemy right before the exit. And it's really easy to get knocked into a pit if you're not careful. But with that, that's the end of the sea level. And now for the, I guess, ancient Chinese level, because they always had to have one of these in every game. Well, I guess that was maybe 80s movies that had to have ninjas in every game. I forget now. But anyway, the locals don't really take a liking to me, so it turned out I had to show them who's boss of my club. And they do show up in a variety of ways. They can either kick you just like that other guy did, and then they can attack you with a stick, which is something that's also kind of common. No thanks, I think I'm just gonna run. And just like before, in case you end up missing a jump, you can pretty much use the fly as a double jump. Just take the long way around and just the hell with this guy. I actually do have a lot of trouble with those staff wielding guys, and I don't really know why, it's just something that happens. And I really don't feel like getting these weapons, so I'm just gonna let them go. And you can use the ledges to your advantage a lot in this game, or in this stage. And you basically do that to bypass a bunch of dangerous enemies, such as people who like to pull knives out of their digestive tract and throw them at you. And let's see, right here is just a another platforming. Actually, there's not much platforming. Actually, in this stage, there really isn't that much platforming. It's just actually a lot more enemies they throw at you. And that is actually pretty good practice for the last stage in the game, but we'll get to that when that time comes. Anyway, the stage also features a lot of climbing, so that's something that's going to be happening quite a bit. And just like before, I mentioned that they really mix up the level design here. And for the most part, I thought they did a pretty good job of it. Where'd you go? Okay, you're there. And let's see, this part you do have to climb up to the next section. But it's really not that big a problem. This is actually a very big stage compared to I guess the previous one. And let's see, right here I'm gonna need to get this guy out of here, so I can take his rickshaw and then ride it all the way down. So let's just get out of this guy's way. And right now on the boat, the part that's gonna be pretty tough is just making your jumps. But the enemies here shouldn't be too big a problem. And let's just dispose of this guy. Or not. Turned out I just didn't hit him enough. Or hard enough. One of those two. Yeah, you know what, I don't really feel like getting that. Okay, never mind, I guess I'm going this way. And, see, right here is a pretty nastily placed, snail that likes to, knock you off into the water. And here we are at the boss. This is the, fire-breathing dinosaur. He, takes a couple of steps and then fires his, fireball. And, you can use a ledge to your advantage here. And, since there is no time limit, you can actually just wait for him here. And, that's really the easy way to do it here. And, yeah, you know what, let's just use this again. And, let's see, let's just go over here and hopefully get rid of this guy soon, because I really don't feel like hanging around him that much longer. Also, getting knocked into a pit is gonna be a problem. And with that, he's dead. So let's just get the final piece of the time machine. And with that, we can go into the future where Dr. Butler did give us a clue as to where he was going. So let's just follow him there. And with that, we are in the future. And just some basic conveyor belts to go across here. Really no big deal. And also, it's our old friend George Jetson. And they also appeared in a little crossover movie. And, you know, for the most part, I don't really remember it. But that's just some neat little trivia for you to know. Just in case you felt like listening. Now, how many times have you gotten your ass fired anyway? So now with that, I'm going to call it a video. So join me next time as I defeat Dr. Butler and rescue Dino and Hoppy, and put an end to this. See you next time.